Hey YouTube, it's Marita. Welcome to another edition of the Nurse Lounge. I was asked a question and I decided I'm going to answer it here on this video. So we are talking about, per request, what my thoughts were on the L&D nurses ick videos. And so this one's going to be kind of short and sweet and to the point. There's no need to elaborate. Yeah, let's get to it. All right, so welcome back. My name is Dr. Marita P., registered nurse for 18 years. OB is actually my specialty. I do well baby nursery as well as GYN surgery. But I'm a full-time educator at this point in time in my life. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the ick videos. So I'm going to put a clip here of the videos and we'll talk about it in a few minutes.
My ick is when you come in for your induction talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs and it's still in your hands.
Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test right outside the room door.
Saying you don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain just a Cervidil, and you're still closed, fingertip.
When we've already told you to push the call light, but every 5 minutes, your
Excuse
family
me?
member coming
Excuse
at the
me?
front
Excuse me,
desk
can I have some water?
asking for something else.
Excuse me, can I have a blanket?
Another ick, when you're going room to room between one baby mama and your other baby mama.
Oh no.
Ick.
It's the unlimited trips to the nurse's station for me.
All right, so you saw the video that the commenter, my viewer, was referring to and wanted my thoughts on it. And I'm gonna be direct. If there's anybody who works in any type of healthcare, you know what? Not even healthcare. You just work with people. Customer service based. You are going to have your own icks. You're just going to have your own icks. And to be honest with you, I take no issue with what they said because I work in OB. I know how OB is. I know how patients can be entitled. I know that we're also burnt out. I know that in our opinion, sometimes people do not ask the most common sense kind of questions. But at the same time, with that being said, they're having a baby. So the one specifically about paternity tests and things like that, I have been asked that. I have literally been asked that where a patient father, the father of the baby, comes out with a picture of somebody on Facebook and asks me directly, does the baby look like this man right here? Or does he look like me? So I have experienced some of those things that people are talking about. That does happen. I've had plenty of stories, which I can have a story time, and we can actually have if you want to hear a video of some of the things that I wouldn't say my icks, but things that really do go on in behind the scenes in L&D, OB. I'd be happy to tell the stories because that is our reality in OB. And if you think that any population of patients is going to be carefree and it's not going to wear on the nurse, then you're wrong. So with that being said, again, I don't take issue with what they said. This is where the problem comes in. These aren't things that you record. These aren't things that you do at work. These are things that you may talk about with your coworkers as a means of just venting. But it's not in the patient care area. It should never be done at work. So that's the only issue I take with the video is that they were not professional in the sense that they did this at work. It should never be done at work. It should never be something that you would even record. This is a conversation to be had amongst people who when you work. And I would like any profession to chime in and think that you can, that you all don't have issues in customer service. Right now it's the holiday time, or depending on when you see this video, maybe holiday time is over. But either way, I can guarantee you that the retail people who do retail have some icks when it comes to us as consumers. I'm quite sure. Now, would they say them or should they say them in front of customers? Of course not. I'm professional. But who are we to sit there and say that they don't have those feelings about how we in customer service or how we as customers, do or don't do something? I take no issue with it. Again, It was inappropriate in the sense that they did it while they were at work. It's inappropriate in the sense that they were recording, or somebody was recording. I always say, and the people who came for them and got them unemployed from that job really did a disservice to that hospital, because now you have to wait for new competent nurses to come in and take care of these patients. People having babies all day, every day. But it is what it is. Hey, I don't make the rules. But I'm simply saying, know your social media policy, and every hospital simply has one. And I'm sure part of it is not to be doing these things at work. So again, I'm on both sides. I definitely see both sides, where the nurses shouldn't have been fired, but they definitely should have been reprimanded. But you know what? To each their own. People got them fired, and they're off to bigger and better things. They already have new jobs. So what the Karens didn't work. They're still working. However, are y'all putting that same energy into when the other video, this one?
Today we are going to talk about our patient icks. So if you come to urgent care, don't do this.
Yeah. So what happened to them? They still working? I'll wait.
Are you putting your energy into that one and getting them fired as well? That's my actual issue. So if we're going to do this, make sure we have a even playing field. Because when people who look like them do the exact same thing, there's not a problem. They didn't get fired. Majority of the other ones were black. There was one white nurse who was a casualty of war. They had to fire them all. But yeah, that's the issue I have with it. If we're going to roll out a policy and we're going to do something, do it across the board. That's the issue I have. So yeah, I'm sure that, if consumers or patients really heard what goes on at the nurses' stations, you would be appalled in the first place. I have actually did a video on TikTok saying that nurses and doctors talk crazy talk about patients at the nurses' station behind closed doors. This is nothing new. And they do. I've seen countless times where doctors and nurses will talk something ugly about a patient and then turn around and walk right into their room and say, hey, how are you doing, Mr. or Miss such and such? I'm going to be a nurse or physician today, and I'll be taking care of you and da-da-da-da-da with this, all this whatever, when they were just talking about them about like a dog at the nurse's station. I witnessed that. So again, charge it to the game of being human. Charge it to the game of having emotions and feelings and being frustrated and burnt out on your job. I do not condone doing this at the workstation at work. I do not condone recording there. But I have no issue with people feeling how they feel. Really, you can't really talk until you walk in someone's shoes. And if you've never been an OB nurse, specifically because they were, you have nothing to say. Again, we know the ins and outs of nursing. We know how hard it can be. We know how patients can be. We know how difficult even nurses can be. But you want to crucify one group of people, but you don't crucify the other ones? That's the problem. All right. Per usual, leave your comments in the comment section. Love to have a discussion about this. A rational, professional discussion, that is. You can't have it both ways. Either part of the problem or part of the solution. Which side do you want? Till the next time, you all take care. Bye-bye.